We have enough jihadis on the streets of Britain without reintroducing Shamima Begum. The Tower Hamlet terror tourist can rot in a foreign camp. We've already removed her citizenship. Why on earth would we want to go back on that? She is currently embarking on a 3-day appeal hearing to have her citizenship reinstated. I hope, for goodness sake, that she isn't funding these appeals through legal aid, although I suspect that she probably is, which would mean that we're all paying for it, obviously. Well, we can add that to the list of prolific wrong-uns that ordinary hard-working Brits have funded through the courts. But the court case centres around whether or not it is wrong to strip her of her citizenship because there is a strong suspicion that she was recruited, transferred and then harboured for the purposes of sexual exploitation by ISIS. Essentially, that she's a victim and that she's British, therefore she is our victim and she should come home. Right, look. We all make mistakes in life. Sometimes those mistakes have consequences. Mistakes like joining a jihadi death squad. That's the kind of error that you have to live with forever. She's had 3 children. Apparently they have all sadly passed away. And she did, regrettably, put them in that situation. She has to take some accountability for that. She's believed to have sewn suicide bombers into their vests. She was hardly a spectator to Islamic State's authorities and crimes. People say that she was young. She didn't know what she was doing. She was reportedly a straight-A student who was 15 at the time, and many people want 16-year-olds to have the vote. She's old enough to know the difference between right and wrong, especially when it comes to Islamist extremism. This country is taken for mugs all the time. We really are. Like when people shouting about jihad on the streets under a banner of Muslim armies are apparently deemed not to be a problem. And I think we might be being lied to about Shamima as well. By Shamima, in fact, by herself. She first appears in old traditional Muslim clobber, doesn't she? Then, before you know it, it's the baseball cap's out, they've slapped a bit of lippy on her, and she's a Western woman. I mean, come off it, that's just a PR charade, isn't it? When we next see her, will she be wearing a crop top, have a face full of Botox and lip filler, eating fish and chips and singing Rule Britannia? I mean, jog on. I don't care whether or not she poses a huge risk, actually. Any risk at all is too much. It's the message that it sends out to other would-be jihadis, isn't it? Yesterday, the Prime Minister said that jihad posed a threat to British values. Well, we need to make sure, don't we, that this jihadi bride never comes back to Britain.